Hi, my name is Terry Ryber, and today I'm going to take you through working with a business requirements document and coming up with functional requirements. In an earlier video, we talked about documenting our stakeholders, and you can see here we have 5 stakeholders who have a vested interest in this system we're going to create, which turns out it's going to be a business association website, this example. So before every meeting, even when we're going to get requirements, we ask the question, is this all the people that really need to be involved? And sometimes the stakeholders will mention another person that needs to be involved, so we should add them to the list and try to make sure they're included in this or future meetings. Once you have your stakeholder list completed, then you can work with the stakeholders to document your requirements, and I'll go to that section of the document where we document the requirements. Now, I've already written some down here because for me to type these in while we're videoing could be quite long. But you would sit with an empty grid, and then you would ask the stakeholders, what are your requirements? And when they say, well, what are requirements? They're basically, well, what features do you want in the system? What is it that you want to experience with the system when you get it? In this case, it's a business association website. So in interviewing the stakeholders, and you might do that while you're in a room and projecting this document up on a screen, or you might be doing screen sharing and remotely working with them over the phone and sharing a screen. They would come up with these requirements. So the first requirement they would come up with is the website shall have a home page that lists the purpose of the organization. So if you notice that first requirement has a requirement ID, FR001, functional requirement number 1. Every requirement in this list has a requirement ID. So then later on, if the business users come back and review these requirements and say, I've got a problem with requirement so-and-so, you can say, well, which one? Oh, FR004. Okay, everybody can turn their attention to FR004. So it's always good to have a requirement ID associated with each requirement. Also, each requirement should have the statement shall. That's a good practice. So if you notice, all these requirements have a shall statement. And then there's a must or a want. Must means if the solution can't do this requirement, then that knocks that solution out. A want means it's kind of like a nice to have. So if you look at these requirements, they're saying they want a home page that lists the purpose of the organization. Their home page will list the date of their next monthly meeting and their time and the location of that meeting. So I guess this association has monthly meetings. It'll have a page that lists who the members are, sorted by various categories. And they go on and on and on, and basically you just keep asking them, is there anything more you want? It's like a Christmas wish list, and they just keep coming up with requirements until they're done. And you can always circle back at the next meeting and just review them again and fine-tune the wording of them or add more requirements. What makes a good requirement? A good requirement should be measurable and verifiable. So when this website is developed by some company or person that makes a website, they can go back when it's delivered and say, okay, does the home page have the purpose of the organization on it? Yes or no? No? Well, hey, you didn't get what you paid for. Yes? Great. We'll move on. So requirements are there to make sure that the features of the system are going to be delivered. Now, these are called functional requirements. I'm going to have another video that talks about non-functional requirements and what's the difference between a functional requirement and a non-functional requirement. But for now, functional requirements are like features. They're things that you definitely want to experience when you use the system. And it's great having a list of these because later on you can compare. Let's say you're looking for a package, a package software. Maybe there's 2 or 3 vendors that sell business association websites. You could review their offering against these requirements, which we'll talk about later. So that's basically requirements. Each one has a requirement ID. They have a word with a statement with the word shall. They should be clear, obvious to everyone what they mean. If there's any question about it, then make a better statement so everybody understands what it means. You should have a must or a want, and then you can put some comments on it. So that's basically how to do functional requirements. In a large system, you could have hundreds of functional requirements. You can even break them up into different sections of a system you're looking for. This one is simple. It only has 7, but in large developments you're working on, you could have 20, 30, 50 stakeholders, and you could have hundreds of requirements. It's all quite possible. But this basic structure will work for a small project or a large project. If you're looking for more help, you can go to my website, www.softreq.com. That's softreq.com, and you'll see document templates that you can use to create requirements, frequently asked questions answered. You'll see a completed requirements document. In fact, this document is available for you to download. It's in a Word format. And also, I have my book that is out on Amazon. It's the name of the book is Software Requirements for Business Users by Terrence C. Reiber, which is me. And that's available as an ebook for $2.99. It goes through all the steps for a business user or a business analyst or anyone to create great software requirements. So thanks and have a great day.